Hello, my name is Ryan McCarty. I grew up in Apple Valley, Minnesota. I graduated high school in 2000, and growing up, I tried a few different career paths. I've always enjoyed being hands on and physical. I always knew a desk job was something that wouldn't fit for my interests. I was always helping neighbors or family with whatever I could. My first actual job I had in high school was Batteries Plus, where we installed automotive batteries primarily, but also fixed or repaired anything else that used a battery. I've always had an interest in cars and thought being a mechanic would be for me when I graduate. During my senior year, I had a change in thought for my career choice. At the time, my mom worked for the police department. I would always hear stories from her and would talk with officers when I would go to her work. This piqued my interest, and I thought being a police officer would be fun. So I began to plan the route to take. I left my job with Batteries Plus and took a security job at Target. After I graduated high school, I attended a community college with the plan to go into law enforcement. I began taking classes that would get my generals done, as well as a few required law classes. After about a year into college, I had a change in thought and decided this really wasn't the route I wanted to go. I really truly had a passion and interest in the automotive field, so I switched jobs and went into installing trailer hitches, snowplows, truck accessories, and trailer repairs. I was also looking at technical colleges that offered job placement during school and after graduation. I never did commit it to the technical college and I stayed the course where I was. It was a physical, hands on job that changed day to day. After a couple years, the place of business was deciding to relocate to Ramsey. This was not something I was thrilled about, driving an hour every day one way to work. I began looking for something else that would be better option commute wise. During my search, one of our vendors reached out to me when I was there picking up parts. The warehouse manager gave me an impromptu tour and explained the job details and what I would be doing if I wanted to join their company. This was a perfect drive and less than 20 minutes away from my house. This was a bigger, better, and growing company than a one man shop that I was working at. I accepted his offer, and after a few days, I started my career with them in 2002. Now, fast forward the years, I worked there for 15 years. During my time, I proved myself, my knowledge, commitment, dependability, eagerness, and trust. About the time my 10th year rolled around, I was offered the warehouse supervisor position. I was the go to person for the company as well as the employees that I overseed. I loved to work. I enjoyed working, and I would always be the first one there to open up and always be the last one there to leave. I was always told hard work never goes unnoticed, which I still live to by this day. I take pride in everything I do, whether it's for a company or just things doing around the house. I know my skills and I'm confident in my abilities. So now, as my 15th year approached, I started to wonder what else was out there and what else I could use my skills, my knowledge, and my work ethic towards. The thing I liked, the thing is, I liked where I was. I had a really good thing going, and I was confident in my role and my abilities. But I was stuck. There was not another path to choose. There wasn't any more openings. The only thing I could do would be a manager. But I had a strong relationship with my boss and knew he wasn't going to leave before he needed to. So I began my search to see what else was out there. I wasn't even sure where to begin since I hadn't looked for a job in so long. I was scared. I had a lot of time invested with this company, not to mention I was the primary benefit holder for my wife and 3 kids. I had a lot to consider for looking for a new place of employment and not just myself. I knew I would probably take a cut in pay starting at a new place, but I needed to make sure that me and my family had the necessary benefits. I thinned out my list pretty quick with certain key points that I needed. That's when I came across a job opening at Uponor. Now, I wouldn't know who or what this company was, but it just so happened that my neighbor was employed with him. In fact, he had been employed with him for 24 years and still is to this day. Now, that tells me something about this company. They are a company that manufactures PEX piping, which is the new plastic plumbing that is used in new homes built today. They have two manufacturing plants. One is located in Apple Valley and one is located in Hutchinson, along with the distribution warehouse that's located in Lakeville, which is where I am employed now. I wanted something close and something that with daytime hours so I can still see my family. I jumped on accepting the job in 2017. From day one, I carry my same values day after day. I work hard, I take pride in my work, and it shows to my colleagues as well as management. There is currently about 10 different zones or areas that you can learn and work in. Once you're trained in a certain area, you're usually scheduled there for about a week and then rotate to a different zone the following week. This is a nice change in pace since each requires a different sort of demand in work. My main areas that I shuffle around from are pipe receiving and pipe put away, which is a product that we manufacture at a different location that is then sent to the distribution center to be offloaded and put away. I also work in full truck loading, which consists of pulling and loading full semi-trailers of pipes and parts for customers' orders. My final primary zone is working with parts receiving and processing customer returns. The returns part is pretty straightforward. It's mainly verifying what is being returned and making sure that it's in resellable condition. Receiving parts is different from pipe receiving. In a sense, you are on and off a forklift throughout the day, as well as hands-on demand. We have to inspect parts as they are received and checking for damage or label issues. There's a good mix of physical to more low-key job duties throughout the distribution center. Not only that, there is a ton of opportunities available to advance throughout the company. My normal work schedule is Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. I'm not afraid to work more hours. In fact, I tend to be the go-to guy for working crazy hours. I will work 12-hour days back-to-back weeks, but I prefer to come in early rather than stay late. I love being done at 2:30, especially during the summer. I'm going into my 4th year and I haven't regretted my decision to leave my prior place of employment. I'm enjoying the position level that I'm currently working at. I work hard every day, proving my work ethic, which has got me to within pay range I was making before. It's certainly not a position that I'm getting rich, but back when I started, hiring pay was about $17 an hour. The pay scale has gone up and continues to each year depending on the shift you work. You could be in the low $20 range depending on what route you take. But given what the company pays for employee benefits, you could easily say you make a lot more than your normal hourly pay. That being said, there is always a lot of overtime offered. Just depends on how hard you want to work. It certainly has provided me and my family a comfortable living and steady income to enjoy the things that we like to do. Who knows, someday I may take on the position of management and continue to grow myself in the company for years to come. Well, that pretty much wraps up my career journey, and as I tell my own kids, when you're young you can't decide what you want to do for the rest of your life. Each job experience is an adventure and a stepping stone into the future. You gain knowledge and know-how, but remember to be confident in your abilities. There's nothing wrong with trying out different avenues of employment. When you find what interests you and what you enjoy, you will get the sense that this is where you want to be with yourself. It's not law enforcement or being a mechanic, but it's what I enjoy doing. Thank you.